From the dazzling skills that mesmerize the world, to the unfulfilled potential that leaves us shaking our heads, this is the story of Neymar Jr., the wasted talent of a generation.
The strike, an easy roll. Just bad luck for the Brazilian.
Remember those jaw-dropping moments of brilliance? The flicks, the tricks, the goals that seemed to defy physics? Neymar had the world at his feet. He was supposed to be the heir to the Brazilian throne, the next Pelé. But somewhere along the line, the magic faded, the promise turned sour. What happened to the boy wonder who was destined for greatness? We all know Neymar has skills. The dude's a magician with the ball, a dazzling highlight reel waiting to happen. He can dribble through defenders like they're traffic cones, score goals from impossible angles, and make even the most cynical fan gasp in awe. But let's be honest, folks, skills alone don't make a legend. Legends are forged in the fires of competition, defined by their impact on the biggest stages, by the trophies they lift, and the records they shatter. And in that regard, Neymar Jr. has fallen woefully short. Think about it. He left Barcelona in 2017, a move that shocked the football world. He was supposed to step out of Messi's shadow to become the undisputed king of Paris Saint-Germain, to lead them to Champions League glory. But what has he actually achieved since then? Sure, there have been domestic titles, Liga trophies galore, but those are expected for a club with PSG resources. The real measure of success is on the European stage, and that's where Neymar has consistently faltered. One solitary Champions League title in 2020, and even then, he was largely overshadowed by Kylian Mbappe's brilliance. And the Ballon d'Or, the most prestigious individual award in football? Neymar hasn't even sniffed it since his move to PSG. Instead of ascending to the pantheon of greats, he's found himself stuck in a perpetual cycle of disappointment and unfulfilled potential. But it's not just the lack of silverware that defines his wasted years in Paris. It's the injuries, the controversies, the constant off-field drama that has overshadowed his on-field exploits. Remember the 2018 World Cup? Neymar became more famous for his theatrical rolling on the pitch than for his actual footballing contributions. He was mocked, memed, and turned into a global laughingstock. And who could forget his petulant outbursts after PSG's Champions League exit in 2022? He stormed down the tunnel, shoving a fan and earning himself a lengthy suspension. Those are not the actions of a leader, of a player who puts the team first. They're the actions of a spoiled brat, a player who prioritizes his own ego over the collective good. Then there are the injuries. Neymar has missed countless games due to a variety of ailments, from ankle sprains to metatarsal fractures. Some of it's bad luck, sure, but a lot of it seems to be self-inflicted, the result of a reckless playing style and a refusal to take proper care of his body. And even when he is fit, his performance can be frustratingly inconsistent. One game he's unplayable, a force of nature who can't be contained. The next he's anonymous, a shadow of his former self, more interested in showboating than winning. It's a maddening pattern that has left fans and pundits alike scratching their heads. What happened to the Neymar we all fell in love with? The fearless young talent who took the world by storm. The player who was destined for greatness. It's a question that may never be answered. But one thing's for sure. Neymar Jr.'s time at PSG has been a colossal waste of potential. Let's be real. Neymar's got a bit of a diva complexion. He's notorious for his diving, his play acting, his over-the-top reactions to even the slightest contact. He's become a meme, a caricature of himself. It's hard to take him seriously when he's rolling around on the pitch like he's been shot. And it's not just on the field. Off the pitch, he's known for his extravagant lifestyle, his penchant for partying, and his questionable decision-making. It's all a far cry from the humble, hard-working kid who burst onto the scene all those years ago. There's no denying that Neymar had his fair share of injuries. Some of them were just bad luck, but others seem to stem from his reckless style of play and his aversion to taking a break. And even when he's healthy, His performances can be wildly inconsistent. One minute he's weaving through defenders like a magician. The next he's misplacing passes and losing possession. It's like he's only interested in playing when the mood strikes him, and that's not what you want from a world-class player. It's a damn shame, isn't it? Neymar Jr., the Brazilian prodigy, the electrifying talent who was supposed to ascend to the footballing heavens alongside Messi and Ronaldo. He had it all: the silky skills, the mesmerizing footwork, the audacity to try the impossible. He wasn't just a player, he was a showman, a magician on the pitch, a joy to watch for even the most casual fan. He was the heir apparent, the one destined to break the Messi-Ronaldo duopoly and claim the Ballon d'Or as his own. But let's face it, folks, that dream has turned into a nightmare. Neymar hasn't just fallen short of expectations, he's crashed and burned in spectacular fashion. Sure, he's won a Champions League with Barcelona and countless domestic titles with PSG, but those are just table stakes for a player of his caliber. We're talking about a guy who was supposed to be a generational talent, a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon, and yet he spent his prime years languishing in the shadows of Messi and Ronaldo, never quite reaching the heights that we all expected. He's become the bridesmaid, the perpetual runner-up, the guy who always seems to fall just short. But it's not just about the lack of individual accolades. It's the missed opportunities, the squandered moments, the potential that has been left to rot on the vine. Remember the 2014 World Cup? Neymar was supposed to lead Brazil to glory on home soil, but a devastating back injury in the quarterfinals cut his tournament short, leaving the nation in tears and their dreams shattered. Then there was the 2019 Copa America, where he was again sidelined by his injury. A cruel twist of fate, but also a missed opportunity to cement his legacy on the international stage. Even when he's been fit, Neymar hasn't always delivered for Brazil. His performances have been erratic, his decision-making questionable, his leadership lacking. He's too often been a passenger, a spectator in his own team's struggles. And as the years pass by, the window of opportunity for Neymar to truly achieve greatness is slowly closing. He's no longer the young prodigy with the world at his feet. He is a player in his 30s, with a history of injuries and a reputation for inconsistency. The chances for him to leave a lasting legacy are dwindling with each passing season, and that's the saddest part of this whole saga. Neymar had the potential to be a legend. He had the tools, the talent, the opportunity, but somewhere along the line, he lost his way. He got caught up in the glitz and glamour, the fame and fortune. He forgot what it meant to be a true champion. And now all we're left with is the bitter taste of what could have been. So there you have it, the story of Neymar Jr., a player who could have been a legend, but will likely be remembered as a disappointment. He's still got time to turn things around, to refocus his priorities and rediscover his passion for the game. But for now, he's a symbol of wasted talent, a cautionary tale for aspiring young players. Remember folks, talent is a gift, but it's what you do with it that truly matters. And in Neymar's case, it seems like he squandered that gift. So there you have it, the curious case of Neymar Jr., a player blessed with extraordinary gifts, but seemingly cursed by his own shortcomings. A star that burned brightly, but may ultimately fade into obscurity. But what do you think? Is Neymar the biggest waste of talent in football history? Or does he still have time to rewrite his legacy? Hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, and let's get the debate started.